Peace, fam. How are you? Hope all is well. Just wanted to check, see how everybody is doing. Um, I got a topic that I want to discuss tonight. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, notice it's not Gucci, it's Timex, just in case you saw the colors. Okay. Very classic thing going on anyway. Um, yeah, I wanted to touch on a few things here. Well, maybe two subjects, right? Subject one, um, let's build a little bit about China, right? And America's tariff war, right? So what you see going on here um, is a tariff war, right? Um, but this has to happen, right? Sometimes I don't think people understand how certain things work and function. So I'm gonna see if I could bring you up to date or give you a more clear understanding about this tariff war, right? So with China, we know that China has been manipulating the system and stealing our patents and copyrights. They've been doing this shit um, since we probably don't even know. We can't even put a timeline on it, right? But they are masters of grafting things, or shall we say, stealing other people's ideas and putting their own name. What they do, right? They'll take something and copy it, and then next thing you know, they'll change a word or a sentence or a function and a product, right? And make it legally theirs, right? Pardon self. That's the whole Asian world. So see, United States problem with China is what they were taking and sending. They had them doing mass productions, right? Mass productions of all different products, all different items. And in China, these people, like in China, the way they work, these people work like they live in college dorms. They only go home on like holidays to see their families. Other than that, they're working 24, not, I won't say 24 hours, but 7 days a week. And it's no telling. They don't have uh, employment system like us. China is a group. I learned about China's business, right? Like here, we like to reward people. So, give awards for the best worker of the month, things of that nature. If you do something like that to a Chinese person, if you do that in China, you're going to have a problem, right? They don't believe in reward one, you reward all or none at all, right? So they work together. China is a communist country. However, everything they do is in divine order. And they also deal with this Confucianism, which is a family structured from, the politics, and it trickles all the way down into the family structure. So that's why China is so disciplined the way they are, because they practice what's called Confucianism. Um, Many of them, especially the government. With that being said, so America has been giving China these products and things to produce, for years. So what's happening? What happened while American was giving them their secrets to make these things? China started producing these things on their own, recreating them, and then once they make a profit off of it and make that product legal in their country, or to trade, then they don't even need America anymore, right? So this whole thing is, while America was asleep, China was consciously awoke, paying attention to how their operations were ran, right? And then they duplicated it, and now they have become, or quote unquote, will become the next superpower, right? So Trump sees that, right? So Trump began correcting all of these loopholes that China was dealing with um, to become so profitable, right? Even now, like, everything, if you look, everything you see, made in China, made in China, made in China, made in China, right? But the majority of times, these things that's made in China, it's always a knockoff, right? It's not the original. It's not the original. See, here in America, you can be sued for that. China is a whole different ball game. There's a whole different system set up with that. A lot of people have did business with China, been swindled out of money, and they take it to Hong Kong and try to take these people to court to get their money, and nothing happens. It's just been going on forever. So Donald Trump has put a nip in the bud with that, and I'm kind of glad he did, because now it's time for America to wisen up, right? Need to wisen up before it's too late. So now with that, China knows that America is on to them, right? And now America understands what they were doing and how they became a superpower. So we put the tariffs on them, right? Taxing them, taxing them, taxing them, taxing them, taxing them. Because it was none of that going on. Now that free trade shit, that World Trade Organization, like he said, allowed them to come in. They crept in. They watched how businesses was being ran, and they began to duplicate it. Now they have created their own system, right? And with that, there was the great betrayal, right? So no longer now do China go through America for resources and things of that nature. They go straight to the source, right? And that source is Africa, okay? So that's the problem. Like I said, Africa, these people think that these Chinese people are just there, to help them out and giving them all of this money to get all of these resources, which they're taking these resources, sucking China blind, pardon self, Africa blind. Meanwhile, the things they take, the value of the things that they're taking is probably triple of what they're paying for it, or giving these loans to Africa. I don't understand it. I don't understand why Africa just doesn't seem to get it. And I think a lot of them get it. It's just these puppet leaders, you know what I mean? That's just selling the country out. But it's going to cost you in the long run. I'm trying to tell you now. It's going to cost you, because what's going to happen, right? I'm watching. The Queen is watching, right? Queen is watching. So America, when they said in the end days there will be wars and rumors of wars, well, those rumors are about to become a reality, okay? There are two things we have to watch out for now. With this tariff, right? There's going to be a war and a fight over Africa's resources, because China is now in there taking the resources, and they're taking these resources and they're trying to outdo America with these resources, right? But America ain't having that shit, okay? America ain't having it. But this is a different day, time, and age, right? We get it. Different day, time, and age. You got to be mindful. China has over 1 billion people there, right? So now America is, you know, arguing and fussing and carrying on with China. Meanwhile, they're starting some shit over there with Iran, right? You got this fucker, what's his name, Pompeo, this clown is really over there. You know, he's playing with fire, enticing a war with Iran, okay? And the Muslim world has already given the warning, if America puts its hand on Iran, they're going to blow Israel to smithereens. That's first and foremost, okay? And then they're going to join together and deal with America, okay? And you know the problem, America has been giving Saudi Arabia weapons. Not only have they been giving them weapons, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, they already has weapons of mass destruction. They have biological chemicals that's been here that's considered biblical, right? They'll throw some biblical fucking chemicals on you, some shit the world never heard and seen before until they throw it on you. That's serious, right? Got to be real careful. Be careful in your travels. Be vigilant at home and abroad, because I'm telling you, it's like that saying that I say, that pot been on the stove boiling, right? Now it's reaching the boiling point. It's boiling over. And shit getting ready to get hell real. And it's not going to be... See, this is the problem with people. They all cheering for America, right? Cheering for America to go down. But y'all don't understand, when America falls, the world falls. It's written. It's written. This mysterious Babylon, right? This mysterious Babylon will be the beginning to the ending of this world. Then a new Israel or a new kingdom will come, right? Sun Tzu says, there cannot be peace without chaos first. Okay? We're in the chaotic. I just don't know if people are on another planet or whatever, but the energy of this world at this point, daytime and age, is just disturbing. It is so off the frequencies. And that's why I keep telling people, you think I say it just to be saying it, you have to keep your vibrations high. You have to rise to the occasion, okay? Because we are now entering the fifth dimension, right? And if your mind is not on this conscious plane, right, then you're going to be dealing with your lower self, right? And you know, your lower self controls what? Your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, the bad ideas. So I want everybody to meditate as much as you can. Keep your mind in a positive light, because you know, being conscious is what's really going to help us out of a lot of situations that we're going to find ourselves in. Eidos, we're here. You know, of course we're in the belly of the beast, but you already know what's written for us. We ain't worried. Out of all people on this planet, I don't think Eidos is worrying about none of this shit. Okay, because at the end of the day, when they do all this fight and tear up the whole world, we still won't be here. Like, but our reparations, though, those reparations, right? I don't give a fuck if it's just one tree with a branch hanging, right? You better get that, you know, trim the tree, make that paper, and give us what's due, right? All this stuff going on this planet is not our business, right? And we will stay out of the way. We will stay out of the way. We're going to listen to the vibes. We're going to keep our vibrations high, right? And we're going to steadfast until we get what we were promised for this 400 plus years of pain and suffering given to us, not only from Europeans, but from our own kind as well, right? We are the black sheeps of this planet, right? But we are that for a reason. And I keep telling people, you know, our knowledge, our mindset, especially the conscious here, is totally different than what people are accustomed to. We were made this way for a reason, okay? You don't think that we know what we be talking about, right? You don't think we know who and what is the real devil? Who are the made devils? Who are the 85%? Who is the 10%? Who is the 5%? Then you're insane. I'm not going to hold you guys long. Still, you see me, I'm into my fasting and physically and mentally prepare myself for next week, right? I definitely want to be in 100% great health, if anything, right? I ain't worrying about it. See, let me tell you, like, people like me, people that conscious like me, we really don't care about death, right? We already know how these realms work, right? So if I return in the next minute, right, I'm going to be okay. My vibrations will be high. The universe knows my heart if the world does it. So that's what matters to me, right? And knowing when I return, I have left so many jewels on this planet that I'm going to be immortal, right? So I'm not planning on leaving here, but my nana always say, what's behind you, but never in front, right? But you can project your future. You can rearrange your future by thoughts, the way you think, the way you process things, the way you plan things. That's why we say one day at a time. That is true, right? But one day will turn into 1 week, 1 year, 1,000 years. So what impact will you leave on this planet, right? I'm hoping to leave the most positive as I can. I always tell people I'm righteous. I'm not holy, okay? And I don't pretend to be. Absolutely not. I am universal. I respect all religions, okay? Whether I agree to disagree, right? I respect all people, places, and things because everything has a purpose in this thing called life, right? I'm out. I'm going to get me some rest, but I wanted you guys to really pay attention to what's going on with China and America, and Iran and America. And check this out. Our allies already said if America runs up in Iran, they're going to withdraw all of their soldiers that's already fighting with them in these other countries. And they're going to refuse to fight with them against Iran, okay? And not only that, right? You got Saudi Arabia. let me explain something before I go, right? Iran and Iraq is considered, if you really go through biblical history, Iraq was where the real Garden of Eden is located. It is. It's in marshland. You can research it. It's there. These people still live out here in this, it's like water. They live on water in this marshland. Okay, that was considered geographically on this planet called Earth, where the Sumerians lived, right? And where the Garden of Eden is actually located on this planet, right? And then from the Garden of Eden came man, right? So they look at Iran, because check it, Iran and Iraq are considered twins, right? Iraq is the more feminine, has more feminine uh, energy. Iran has the masculine energy. So Iran is considered in Saudi Arabia and Iran and Iraq's been having a holy war between them forever because they consider um, Iran to be the actual birthplace of Islam. Okay. Then when you get to Muhammad, they consider Saudi Arabia is the place where Muhammad took the knowledge from Iran and Iraq and went to Saudi Arabia, right? And created a holy land. So to be honest, Saudi Arabia is not really the actual holy land. You understand what I'm saying to you? Saudi Arabia has a dark history, okay? Let me make this clear. Before Muhammad went to Saudi Arabia, right? It was there where this meteor that they worship nowadays, right? They used to worship the pagan goddess by the name of Alat. A-L-A-T. Alat, right? So when Muhammad went, he and she was a moon goddess, okay? But when Muhammad got over there, he went and started tearing down the pagan temples and changing, invaded, you know how the Arabs do. They went in and took over Saudi Arabia and changed a lot feminine to Allah masculine. Do your research. I know what I'm talking about. I want you to do your research. You got to also remember Muhammad took and created Islam that's practiced by the Prophet Muhammad, right? He took that from the Aryan pagans. They used to pray 3 times a day in all of these rituals that, let me tell you, it's 99 attributes to Allah. Each one of them are a ritual. He got all these rituals and practices from the pagan Aryan nation, okay? And that's an actual fact. They were praying 3 times a day. Muhammad added the 2 prayers to it. Okay? I'm giving you some stuff to do your homework and research because I know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I've been there and done it. Okay? But with that being said, there's already been, the fighting amongst the siblings. However, if the United States fuck with Iran, I'm telling you now, right? The mask is going to come off. The mask is going to come off. Saudi Arabia, right, cannot be trusted. But I tell you one thing, they will take the side of Iran. And they really over there to protect Saudi Arabia is supposed to be protecting Israel. If they get into this war, Saudi Arabia probably be the first ones to blow Israel ass off the map. And that's word is bond. I'll go a little deeper into that, but not tonight. I'm kind of tired, drained. I had a busy day. Until we meet again, keep your vibrations high. And pay attention to what I said in this video. And get to studying and researching what I said. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.